As a 33-year-old woman now, who got my first job when I was just 14 years old, who also was raised in the foster care system the majority of my childhood, who aged out of the foster care system, and is now a solo single mom. Here is some life advice for you younger ladies. You can either listen to me or listen to a girl who's 21, who's literally never had any type of life experience yet, has literally never been married, or literally never had kids. To know what life is really like in this current society that we live in. Number one, never ever ever put relationships as your top priority when you are under the age of 25. Always have a goal and take actions to constantly pursue that goal. If you want to be successful at something, the number one thing you have to master is consistency. Consistency will be the key to unlock all your success in this life. Number two, do not get married before you are 25. Definitely do not do that. Definitely do not have children before you are 25. This is coming from a woman who had my first child at just 20 years old, and I can tell you from my experience, I was way too freaking young to have my first child. I was still a baby myself, basically. And there is a massive shift in your mentality from like the time you're like 24, 25, into your late 20s. Like you can literally physically feel it. You feel completely different from how you operate in your early 20s to how you operate in your late 20s. There is just a massive difference. I felt personally more secure in my motherhood after the age of 25. I felt like I could mentally handle many different things that I just could not handle in my early 20s. Third, if you struggled with a turbulent childhood, if you never had any type of dependable adults in your life, if you had any type of trauma or any type of childhood in that sense, you need to focus on learning self-love. You need to focus on yourself and pouring into yourself and teaching yourself how to prioritize your needs and your wants in this life. Being in someone else, immediately getting into a relationship or like romantic dynamic would be a massive mistake. Go as long as possible, like literally as long as you possibly can, to stay single. Stay that way, because if you're coming from those beginnings, then you're the kind of person who is going to need a very drawn out healing phase, possibly an entire lifetime. Fourth, do not ever believe people who say they did it all on their own. The majority of these people out here who are highly successful, who are in the type of careers that people want, who are in high paying jobs, who have degrees, who have all of these background of high success, they did not do it on their own. They had some type of support system. Do not give into this idea that it is 100% reliant on you, why your life is the way it is, and why you're in the circumstances you're in, and why you are at where you are in life. Because it is not. Not everybody starts out with a support system. Not everybody has parents to move back in with when everything goes to shit. Not everybody has these systems in place immediately out the gate whenever they turn 18. And that has nothing to do with your personal mistakes and failings in life. It has everything to do with the adults that you were surrounded with in your childhood and that were supposed to be dependable whenever you were a minor that were just not. Number 5, travel as much and as often as you possibly can. Being introduced to different places and different cultures of people is going to massively expand your horizons mentally, and it's going to expand your outlook on life in general. They say getting educated in college expands your horizons and gives you a more open mind, but honestly, I learned way freaking more from traveling to different parts of the world and different parts of the country than I ever would have in a formal education setting. Not that you should never seek formal education, but traveling is going to give you such a more well-rounded experience. I'll just do one more because I don't want to make this video too long. But number 6, always, always, always prioritize your physical health. I wish I would have done this more. I feel like this is one of the biggest mistakes that I made whenever I was younger. Never ever take a break or be inconsistent or neglect yourself physically. Because at the end of the day, in this type of society, the only person who is going to take care of you as a woman is yourself. And if you physically have issues, no one is going to really give a shit. No one is going to care. So pour into yourself when it comes to your physical health, your diet, whatever it takes to be healthy, more than any other aspect in your freaking life, especially when you are young. Because into your 30s, all of that neglect that is built up in your 20s that you did to yourself you're going to start feeling it massively in your 30s. And that is what happened to me. So don't freaking make the mistakes that I did. Make it a priority. Your health is your priority above all other things. And also follow me for more, ladies. I'm trying to make it to 10,000 followers. This is the content that I really want to start putting out there. This is the vibe that I want to have on my platforms, all of them, everywhere. And yeah, I hope that y'all choose yourselves, love yourselves, learn how to live peacefully, and just make the life for yourself that you really hope, dream, and desire for every day. Love you, ladies.